What up YouTube? It's your boy Detroit Love with another video. Today we're going to talk about my miniature arcade where every item is fully functional and perfectly mimics the action of its real life counterparts. From classic arcade games to nostalgic vending machines, this little space is packed with interactive details that bring the arcade experience to life, all in 1/6 scale. And to complete the look, the backdrop is a custom-made faux brick wall created using blockposters.com, adding that authentic arcade atmosphere. Let's get it started. The first on our list is the My Arcade pole position with 3D tracker, riser, and decal package. So the top portion of this, from about this little mark here upward, is the My Arcade pole position. Below it, and this backlit marquee, is the 3D tracker add-on package that's from a totally separate company, and I'll have the links in the description for everything we discussed today. So with this 3D tracker add-on, it makes this very small tabletop 1/6 scale, just like its counterparts. This cabinet features pole position 1 and 2. It's a fully functional analog steering wheel, has a stick shift, your gas and brake buttons, your credit, home, and start button there, and everything below here with the coin door and the brake pedal. These don't operate, they're just for decorations, but it gives it that full cabinet feel. The 3D tracker provides these side panels so that you can connect the base with the My Arcade cabinet, giving it a complete look. We'll start this game, put a credit in, and we'll just position this a little better so you can see. Start it, put it in low, give it the gas, switch to high. You see the steering wheel. Stay on the road. Come on. Sign, boom. So next on the list is the new wave toy Ghosts N Goblins. It's a 1/6 scale replicate. It's a fully functional cabinet. It has a coin return, so it takes actual credits, so you can feed in quarters here. They will collect in this coin box here, which is fully removable. Okay, so you can start it with credits or just by pushing the button. This thing feels like the real deal. Put some credits in, hit start, and again the game is fully functional. Get some volume. So we got jump and shoot. Okay, so again, fully functional arcade game, back with marquee, real coin door. It's just like the original. Add quarters, credits, start the game, and you got that retro arcade action immediately. That's the Ghosts N Goblins. The next item is the New Wave Toys coin change machine. So you see it looks just like the original coin machine you would find in arcades. To dispense, you would feed in a dollar bill into the slot and the coins will come out. Now it doesn't dispense coins, though it comes with two $1 bills that you can pretend to put in there. This is a Slurpee cup, which is a add-on accessory that just full of tokens there in the cup. It's really only flat surface I have here, so I keep that there. But the neat thing about this, it looks like a change machine, so it fits into the environment, but what it actually is a charging machine, or USB charger. And so it has 6 inputs on the back for USB cables, and it's powering everything in this arcade except for the pinball machine, which you'll see later. But most of these things have built-in rechargeable batteries. The only thing that doesn't have rechargeable batteries is this pole position. It takes 4 AA batteries, but it does have a USB-C port that allows you to power it without batteries, and that's being powered by this system as well. This backlit marquee on the pole position is powered separately because it's an add-on. It's not integrated with the power here, so it is powered separately, and that's being charged by this as well. So everything in here is being powered by that if they're not using their own batteries. Looks nice and has great functionality. And all the sounds that you're hearing are the sounds from these little arcade machines. So it sounds, it looks, and sounds, and feels like you're in a real arcade. So the next one is Zoltar Speaks from New Wave Toys 1/6 scale fortune teller. If you recall the movie Big with Tom Hanks, the little boy made a wish to be big, and he woke up the next day and he was grown. This thing is fully functional as well. It will dispense a fortune ticket for you. It will take a coin. It has this attract mode, so this infrared thing here, it senses that I'm in front of it, and he starts to draw you over to him, tries to attract you to his location to give him money. You can't insert the miniature coins, which we saw here in the cup. To activate him, it does take 1 quarter, or there's a button on the side that you can push to manually do that. But if you put the quarter in or hit the button, he will read a fortune and spit out a ticket. Really nice feature. He looks fantastic. So at this point in time, before we talk about the cabinet behind this doll here, this is the Barbie Basics Series 1 from 2025. This is model number 1. So she is one of 2 characters that reside in this arcade. She came with this dress shirt, which is pretty short, because you can see here it looks just like it's just a shirt, but that was all she was dressed in. I gave her some bell-bottom pants, which you can see there, and so very attractive doll, fully articulable. She can, her hands, wrists, knees, feet, neck, waist, everything can bend. This is on the made to move body, so she's able to articulate. You can pose her in just about any type of pose that you like. Out the box, her hair was a mess. They put all kinds of gel in it, so she had to get a shampoo immediately out the box to even be presentable. But that's the one of 2 people that dolls that reside in this 1/6 scale arcade. All right, so the next machine here from New Wave Toys is the Berserk cabinet. So this one is a unique cabinet. it has a door here which you can open up, and there's a board. You see the light came on. There's a board that can be slid out. I think I have it off tracking here, so it makes it a little hard to get out. But this board will extract to give you that, to pretend like you're repairing the machine. So that's pretty cool. Has this neat kick plate here. Has this removable security bar that's magnetic. So it gives that authentic feel like you got it locked up, but this cabinet will open up and you can retrieve the coins. They also included some stickers that came with it, as well as Atari if you want to put the Atari sticker on there. But all of the cabinets, including that Ghosts N Goblins, has their coin box. It also came with a replaceable joystick if you wanted a longer stick instead of a ball top. That was possible to be done with here, but this is really nice. It will take credits to start, or you can press the button to put credits in. So let's just play a real quick thing so you can see it's fully functional. So we have a credit in it. We'll hit start. And now we'll get my fire button. It's red. Let's get some volume there. Uh-oh, I got some trouble already from this bouncing ball. Uh-oh. Ooh. Uh-oh. He's trying to get me. I know. Got it. All right, so we'll close this cabinet back up, put our security bar back on, and now it's secure. So the next item in the arcade is this pinball machine. This is by a company called Stellar Pinball. And they make this 3D printed 1/5 scale, but you see it fits in perfectly with the 1/6 scale items around it. 1/5 scale pinball cabinet. This is called the Supernova. They have two versions. The Nebula, which is identical to this, except it doesn't have the illuminated items like the back glass, the DMD, the start button, launch button, and coin doors, as well as a play field that's normally lit up. But the beautiful thing about this thing is it becomes not just a display piece that looks fantastic in your arcade, but it's fully functional by adding in a Nintendo Switch. You add in the Nintendo Switch and this thing becomes a fully functional pinball machine with nudge. So I can hit these little things on the bottom and I can nudge the ball. It's a totally mechanical device. Nothing in here is electronical. There's no encoders to make these buttons work. They're all operating the Joy-Con controllers that come with the Switch. So you just put in your whole Switch with the Joy-Cons, put in the Switch as the play field here, and you have a fully functional pinball cabinet that looks fantastic, plays great. See if I can get you a better look at this. But you see the flippers flipping without an issue, and you see when I nudge, you see the table is bouncing. I don't want to tilt. But yes, you can play pinball in your miniature arcade by just plugging your Switch into this. And if you don't have the Switch in here, again, it's totally illuminated. It will still be bright and look attractive along with these other devices. But because this whole arcade is fully functional, it makes sense for this pinball machine to be here as well. Oh, multi-ball is lit. I sure don't want to stop now, but I'm gonna have to so we can continue this tour. But it's totally printed, 3D printed. It looks absolutely fantastic. So you can see the back glass there. You can see the lights are moving inside to make it look like that rocket ship is propelling through space. Awesome. They have a button on the bottom so you can access the home button. So if you want to exit this game, you could do that. But otherwise, the controls are inside. I have another video if you want to see that in full details. All right, so this brings us to our second participant in this arcade. This is Barbie Looks number 25. So this is the Barbie Looks line. This is Ken, buff Ken, got all this muscles. But if you look closely, if you have this doll, mine may look a little different. I cut his hair. He had like a high top curly fade, and I gave him a haircut and used the clippings from that haircut and gave him a mustache. I am gonna have to trim it up, so I had to let it dry, but I will have to trim up his mustache and his beard, and I actually gave him some chest hair as well. So that is buff Ken. But let's take a look at what Ken is holding here. So this is a micro blaster boombox from New Wave Toys. It is like a JVC that LL Cool J had back in the day. So let's just take a look at this. Let's actually play some music on it so you can hear it. It's a Bluetooth stereo. I gotta turn it on. What am I waiting on? I'm waiting on. Let's let it connect. There we go. And here we go. Let's start some music. You can operate this volume control on the radio. So of all these doodads and gadgets on here, everything is fake except for this volume button. Is Ghouls and Ghosts. Ghouls and Ghosts is by New Wave Toys. Same as his counterpart, the Ghosts N Goblins you just saw. They both can play the same exact games. It works the same way. You can put it in a miniature quarter, or you can put in a credit with the button here. You can open up the coin return here and get retrieve your credits out of the cash box. You can start a game. Let's just give some volume. And you have your jump and fire. You can play with either hand, if you left hand or right hand, whichever buttons you want to use. But again, everything in here is fully functional. So the next machine is the Dragon's Lair machine. This was a very unique game when it came out. It looks like a cartoon that you get to totally control. It has the display here where you get your credits and things. This is the only machine here that doesn't, well, the only New Wave Toys machine that doesn't actually takes quarters. You will have to use the button to get credits in. You can change out settings. All these games have settings where you can change it to make them easier, harder, however you want to play it. Let's start a game here, and you get to control Dirk on his adventures. This game is based on memory and timing, and and I kill this guy more times than not. But you can have it where it has the cheats where it tell you when to, move. Like here, a flash. I didn't go the right way. I went the wrong way. But again, I sucked with this game in the real arcade, and I suck with the let's go. And I suck in 1/6 scale. All right, so that's Dragon's Lair. It does have a fake disc player in the rear to give it that authentic real touch but that does open up, but there's no coins to retrieve because it doesn't take coins. Dragon's Lair by New Wave Toys. So we'll skip the Coke machine for now, and we'll talk about this Donkey Kong machine. This Donkey Kong machine is a cabinet from a company called Thundersticks, GRS, Glenn's Retro Show. This is what they call a build-a-cade. You can buy these kits for about $100, and you can make it look any way you want it to. Add your own ROMs to it. They have credit buttons. They have different control panels that you can swap out or buy the ones you want to make a particular cabinet. A really nice package is a multicade, so you can play mini games. Here you can see on the screen flashing through some different games. I have it in demo mode. You hear some sounds there. So it has about probably just over 100 vertical games here. But I have this dressed up as a Donkey Kong machine. And this is thanks to a guy named Joe Sable at Sable's Arcade. He has these acrylic artwork that you can make it look like many different cabinets. This one also includes a 3D printed pieces that give this front panel, because normally the panel inside is what you have on the build-a-cade cabinet. And it is fantastic. This looks just like a Donkey Kong machine. See, you don't have to be Donkey Kong. I'm gonna try Frogger just to show you that you can play many different games on this cabinet. And I'll bring you down to sides here so maybe you can see this a little better. Put a credit in on the coin door. Hit start, player 1. And boy, that's the wrong way to go out the gate. And I definitely can't see at this angle here. All right, made that. But you get it. You get it. It's Frogger, as many as any games. Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, all the vertical games. Obviously, Donkey Kong Jr., etc. All right. So as a multicade means multiple games that you can play on this beautiful looking machine. Looks just like these acrylic artwork. It's just fantastic. It's not a sticker, easy to apply, and it's going to last forever. Awesome addition to the arcade. So many of the classic games, all fully playable. I have the control panel that just has one action button and the joystick. And so again, if you want to play other games, you can get different control panels and have it look the way you want it to look. But this Donkey Kong is one of my favorite games of all time. This is an absolute wonderful piece to the arcade. It is a Coca-Cola vending machine that many of us remember from back in the day. It took 50 cents to get your soda. Again, it can take physical quarters in here, little miniature quarters to you can insert in there and pick your Coke. Now it only has Coke, but I did custom design and put my favorite drinks on there that's not from Coca-Cola, but it's only going to dispense Coca-Cola. As you can see here in the bottom, there's a can that's dispensed down in here, and it works really great as a vending machine. We will, I'm not going to try and put these little tiny quarters in, but maybe I'll demonstrate that in one of the machines for this video. But I can just hit this button twice. You see the white lights come on, And no matter which one I pick, it's going to give me a Coca-Cola. But these are just so I have my favorite Cokes on there. So I'll just pick a Coca-Cola. And you heard it dispensed down there. And now we have 2 cans there. And it's just a little miniature can of Coca-Cola. One might say, well, that's all fine and dandy, but it's not fully functional unless you can drink some Coca-Cola. Like you can play these other things, right? I want to drink some Coca-Cola. Well, you can do that. This is actually a refrigerator. And it will allow you to refrigerate one bottle of whatever your preferred drink is. Or it has this little shelf here. You can put this in here. And then you can refrigerate 2 cans of your preferred drinks. Okay, so on the back it has 2 modes. You can just be in vending mode, which is in now, or you can put it in refrigeration mode, which it will do both. It will refrigerate whatever's inside as well as dispense the fake miniature Coca-Cola cans. So fully functional vending machine that acts as a refrigerator to refresh you in the real world. So I will attempt to have this positioned where you can see where the coins go in and see the screen to see a credit pop up on it. So I will attempt to deposit this little itty bitty corner. You can get this inserted in to the coin slot, and you see that 1 credit is now applied, and that gets deposited into the coin box. Okay, so all the machines that take credits, they work that same way. You can insert a credit, and also, you know, for that authentic look at the arcade, you can have these quarters up. Say here, I can put a quarter up here on the corner there to signify that I am up next. See there? So I save my spot with my 25 cents. That wraps up the tour of my miniature arcade. What do you guys think about this fully functional arcade? So I did want to include a look at night when the light is off at the arcade, and this is under the blue light. So you see all of the cabinets are backlit. Even Zoltar will light up when the motion is detected. Everything's backlit. And we talked about this carpet. You can see how it comes to life under that black light, and you can really see the colors pop on that. Otherwise, this is how most arcades would operate, right, with low. What's your favorite piece? I'd love to hear in the comments below. What would you like to see if you had a miniature cabinet, or you're thinking to start? Which of these cabinets would you start with first, and or what cabinet would you want to have first in your miniature cabinet? And if you didn't want to have a miniature arcade and just have one of these pieces, what item would that be? So thanks for checking out all the amazing 1/6 scale machines and figures. Everything here, of course, is fully functional and mimics the actions of the real life counterparts. So it's truly an interactive experience. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more content. And until next time, I'll see you on the web.
Thanks for watching Detroit Love. Please subscribe to the channel, like and share the video. We want to see and read your comments below. And until next time, I'll see you on the web.